Good evening, everyone, and hopefully you can see me and it's lovely to see you. I think I've solved the green screen issue, so do let me know down below if you're having any trouble watching this one, but hopefully not, because this one is a corker. It's absolutely delicious, and I just had to give this one a go. My favourite restaurant, or one of my favourite restaurants here in the UK, which we haven't been to in such a long time for obvious reasons, is Frankie and Benny's, and it's a sort of fast foody, sort of very casual dining, American Italian diner style place, and they do sort of pastas and pizzas and steaks and all that kind of thing. But whenever I went, I always ordered the chicken Parmigiana, or chicken Parm, or chicken Parmesan, however you like to say it. It is so easy to make. It does take a wee bit of time, but in my opinion, well worth the time that it does take. And there's nothing like that lovely crispy chicken smothered in the cheese with the tomato sauce. It's just beautiful. Everything that I'm using here will be listed in the description box underneath, and I'm also going to be boiling up some spaghetti to have with ours. I'm just making this for me and Mr. Watts for tea, but the ingredients I'm showing you here will do up to 4 chicken breasts, although I'm only using 2. There were plenty of cheese and sauce and things left over, so just bear that in mind. Although I'm using 2 chicken breasts, you will get enough, sauce and cheese and things for 4 people, so just throw another couple of chicken breasts in if it's for more people. So I'm just going to show you how I done the chicken and how I done the sauce, but first of all I'm going to show you a few of the things that I used, just in case you're in this country and you want to pick them up for yourself. So you're going to need some passata, or chopped tomatoes. So I went with passata, and that's the one I used, and also some grated Parmesan, that's the one I used. I'm also using some shaved Parmesan just at the end, but you don't need that. Some Panko breadcrumbs, I prefer Panko, but you can use whatever ones you like. Like I said, you can use canned tomatoes or passata, and I'm adding a wee pinch of chilli, and also some salt and, fresh black pepper. This is the mozzarella that I used, and also used some fresh basil as well. So you can use basil or parsley, it's up to you. So these were my chicken breasts here. So this was for me and Mr. Watts for tea, and these are quite big chicken breasts. So this, the recipe will do up to 700 grams of chicken. So the first thing we're going to do is get the chicken coated. So grab yourself a bowl, and into that you want to pop your eggs and a wee touch of water, and just give that a good whisk together. So you're going to need 3 bowls for your dredging station, some eggs, some flour and your breadcrumbs. Next up we're going to do the breadcrumbs. So pop in your Panko breadcrumbs, or whatever breadcrumbs you're deciding to use. And I also added in a wee bit of garlic as well, the garlic powder. I nearly missed that there. And then your grated Parmesan. You just want to stir this together, set that to the side as well. And then your last bowl is just some plain flour. So that's your 3 dredging station sections. Pop some salt and pepper onto your chicken and just rub that in. If you don't like handling raw chicken, you can do this with gloves if you like. If you're not using gloves, make sure to wash your hands well. So first thing you want to do is coat your chicken in your flour. Just make sure it's well coated. And then you're going to move on to your egg, and again just make sure it's well drenched and well coated. And the last step is your breadcrumb parmesan garlic mix. Just pat it well in and it will stick quite easily. And once you're happy, you can just pop that onto a plate and then just repeat the process. Easy peasy. So I'm just going to show you that again, but a bit quicker this time. So your flour, make sure it's well coated, and then into your egg. Again, just make sure it's well coated, and then your breadcrumbs. Like I said, it's super easy, but the taste of this, let me tell you, is absolutely wonderful. You'd think you'd spent a lot more time on it than you have. So just set these to the side. For the time being, we're going to heat up your oil for frying. So I'm just using vegetable oil, and you want to kind of shallow fry these, but you do want a good amount of oil in there. You want your oil to come up about halfway up your chicken, and give this about 4 or 5 minutes on each side, obviously depending on how thick your chicken is. And if you're not sure, do use a meat thermometer, just to be safe. But I gave mine just over 4 minutes on each side because mine were quite thick, and I flipped mine over a couple of times just to make sure they were lovely and golden, and these were beautiful and crispy. So lift them out and just set these to the side to relax and dry off on your paper. We're going to move on now and do the sauce. And don't these look fabulous? These would have been lovely just on their own. So now we're going to do the sauce, and it's very, very simple because we're using passata, you know, it's a lot quicker. So in with some extra virgin olive oil, and I've got a chopped onion, some sliced garlic, and a wee pinch of chilli flakes as well. The amount of onions and garlic you use in chilli is up to you. Just make sure you give them a few minutes to soften right up. You don't want anything to burn because if you burn the garlic, it will be very bitter. Pop in your passata or your chopped canned tomatoes, whatever you're deciding to use, and a good amount of salt and black pepper as well. Again, the amount of salt and pepper you use is up to you. And then a couple of tablespoons of fresh basil or fresh parsley, whatever you prefer. And let this simmer for about 8 to 10 minutes, and it's just going to thicken up a wee bit, and all your flavours are going to come out, you know, and mingle. So you want to grab yourself an oven dish. I wish I had a nice white one, but I don't. So I'm just using this baking tin. It does the same. It's only going to be in the oven for 10 minutes, so it doesn't matter. So pop your sauce in the bottom and then your chicken. Like I said, this does have plenty of sauce. So if you wanted to make more chicken, obviously there's plenty of room in there for more chicken. And then we're going to top everything with that grated mozzarella. Again, the amount of cheese you use is up to you. If you're using more chicken breasts, obviously you'll need more cheese. So pop this into the oven for about 10 to 15 minutes, just until your cheese is nice and melty. Or you can pop it under the grill, you know, if you want your cheese to go all brown and crispy. It's up to you. But mine was in there for about 10 minutes, and doesn't that look wonderful? And it's not coming over on camera how amazing this looked. I was trying to get the right angle on it, but I just couldn't do these justice, and it was so tasty. And the smell, oh my goodness, with that cheesy crumb. And like I said, I did boil some spaghetti, and you want your water lovely and salty as well. And I just put a wee dash of oil in. I feel that, you know, stops it from sticking together. So I'm just going to pop it out into the plate. So first I put my spaghetti on, and then that beautiful chicken parmesan on top with some extra sauce just on the side. Some shaved parmesan and another wee bit of basil and fresh black pepper. Oh my goodness. This reminded me so much of Frankie and Benny's, although I have to admit in Frankie and Benny's I get chips as well. Shh, don't tell anyone. And this is what it looked like inside. This was my plate here, and as you can see, the chicken is beautifully tender and moist, and you can see better there just how rich that sauce was. Yeah, I urge you to give this a go if you do like this kind of thing. But just before I move on, I wanted to say, as usual, a huge thank you to the supporters of my wee channel over on Patreon, and to the new channel members here on YouTube as well. You know, it's very much appreciated, as I say every time, but it is greatly appreciated. Thank you all for watching. And like I said way back at the beginning, you know, I really do hope you managed to see this one, and do let me know down below if you're still having issues. But I do think I've got it, you know, solved this time. And thank you all for your suggestions and your comments about, you know, what you thought the issue was. And yeah, I did work it out last night. It was actually the settings in my phone I had to play about with. It was nothing to do with YouTube or anything like that. So yeah, hopefully I've got that solved. So until I see you next time, guys, which is going to be tomorrow, I think, for my wee Degusta box unboxing and monthly giveaway. I got a notification earlier on that it was going to be arriving tomorrow, so hopefully it will be here, because I do love a wee nose inside my Degusta box. So until then, guys, mind to take care of yourselves, and I'll see you off soon back here on What's for Tea. Bye now.